So, I'm a freshman in college, and I live in a suite with 7 other guys. We all get along quite well, with just some minor bumps now and then. I'm closer to one of them, Andy. Less close to Andy's roommate, Jack. I'm a tall and thin guy. Andy is bigger than me, but not taller, just a broader dude. Jack is a hockey player, so he's pretty ripped, but shorter than both Andy and I. Andy is usually a very relaxed guy. Jack is usually the aggregator. So last night, I got home from a party and was pretty drunk, and 2 of my suite mates had just gotten back from another party. Andy was blacked out. We danced around my room while I blasted music, and then Andy and Jack left to smoke. I began to FaceTime my girlfriend, and then I heard knocks on my door. I turned my laptop screen's brightness off and shut off the sound. Andy and Jack walked in, high as hell, and Andy was still blacked out. Andy began to get a little aggressive, but I went along with it. We were pushing each other back and forth. Next thing I knew, Andy's eyes just went out. He was still looking around, but you could just tell he wasn't in his mind at all. It was as if he had just slipped into an odd trance. At that moment, he slammed me against the wall and had his hand around my neck. I was like, "Hey Andy, that's enough." But he wouldn't let go. Jack saw what was happening and came over to coax him away. But Andy was not having any of it. He just had his hand around my neck, pressing me against the wall, and had a death stare looking straight into my eyes. So at this point, I started to freak out a little bit, and I was really trying to get out of the hold. Eventually, Jack got him off of me, and I lunged at Andy to push him out of my room once and for all. Andy instantly put me in this death-like chokehold where I could feel his arms getting tighter and my oxygen supply lower. At this point, I was terrified and yelling at Jack to get him off of me, and yelling, "I can't breathe." I don't know how we got him off, but we were in a bit of a scuffle trying to move Andy out of the door. He was getting seriously aggressive, trying to get through Jack's arms to me. I, at this point, jumped backwards and lunged for the knife laying on my desk. I pulled out the blade and yelled, "Andy, get out of my room." I think something clicked in his head at that moment. That told him, knives aren't to be messed with. I shouldn't lunge at Enragedocelot. I was yelling at him, and Jack told me to put the knife away. So I did, and we lunged at Andy again. I had my arms around his torso, pushing him out of the door, and he dumped a litre of orange crush on me that was open on the mini fridge right next to us. He then slipped and fell into the soda, while Jack grabbed his arms. I pushed him out the door and shut it, promptly locking it. Now Andy was banging on the door, punching the door, yelling at me, shouting profanities. Enragedocelot, just open the door. Now I'm not really sure why he was doing all of this, but like I said, he was in a creepy trance. I've seen him in only one other time. The banging continued, and his body was slamming against the door, while yelling, "I'm gonna break down this door and kill you." All the while, he was milling about between slams, just staring into my peephole. My girlfriend was still on FaceTime, and was freaking out so much, understandably. And I was at the door holding the knife, just pressing the door shut. Andy poured more soda under my door, but that didn't really do much other than make my floor sticky. Jack eventually left, and stopped trying to get him to leave. About 15 minutes of this, and I decided that it was enough. I had my girlfriend call public safety and say, "There's a dispute in suite 550, come quickly." 10 minutes later, public safety showed up, and he instantly complied with them to back away and sit down in a chair in the common room. I was honestly so terrified, and I'm glad I was still a bit drunk, because if not, I would have been much more scared. "Andy, please get some help, because I'm still a bit spooked to leave my door open." Looking back at it, I'm glad the kid got out of there. It's actually quite terrifying. His dad came without notice today and pulled him from school. This had been his last chance, and yes, he had messed up a lot, but never before had he been violent. And his roommate is moving out too, so I mean, it's a win-win, I guess. But I really liked the kid, no matter the drunken violence. I don't care what you guys say. I'm stupid, or whatever you want to call it. But I'm glad the kid got out of there. It's actually quite terrifying how violent he was that night. The kid had gone off the deep end though, and used to say racial slurs quite a lot. From the Snapchats that I've gotten at least, I'm debating whether or not I should tell the school what he did to me, and that he said he was going to kill me, because I know that that will mess up his chances of getting into another school. But he did say it. I didn't come for advice. I know I'm stubborn. I just came to tell the story. Thank you. But I will most likely not act upon it. Hello everyone, SinisterShaf here. I hope you enjoyed day 12 of ShafTober. Today's story was Blacked Out Roommate by Enragedocelot. Thank you for letting me narrate your story. If you enjoyed this video, then please remember to like and subscribe if you have not done so already. Also, share this video with your friends. You can now also follow me on Facebook and Twitter at SinisterShaf. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay sinister.